All right, we're back with our final of our three of us Week 2 NFL picks, Sportsmanlike Conduct, Week 2 NFL locks. I got my 5 picks. I only have one pick that we haven't talked about yet, and all the games that I'm picking we've touched on. So we'll just go through them real quick.
We did pick our games independently, though.
We did pick independently, right? Because we want them to be the ones that we truly feel good about.
Yeah,
and I don't think it would be fair to any one of us to not have our best picks out there, or fair to the people who are running.
How's this for a game, though?
To their bookies.
Anyways,
right now.
It's like fantasy football, but you're actually just betting with lines. Like, you have an order of who gets to pick the game that they want first to bet on. Then they get to choose a game.
Fantasy handicapping?
Fantasy handicapping.
I feel like it would be genius.
It would be amazing.
That's been trademarked.
I honestly think we should look into this.
My first overall...
We're going to pick every week of which one.
Yeah.
My first overall pick this week would have been Carolina -3.5 against the Bucs. That would have been my first pick.
That would have been Chris Johnson?
Yes, that's the Chris Johnson of this week. Like we touched on earlier when Robbie was talking about the game, how I don't think the Bucs really got exposed for how poor they are by Cleveland last week because Mangini had a terrible game plan. And I don't think Carolina is going to make that same mistake. Carolina is going to pound that rock right through the Bucs all game long. I don't think it's going to be pretty. The Bucs it's going to be time of possession. Carolina. It's going to be rough. And all that does when Carolina is able to run the ball like that is that exacerbates any mistake that Freeman might make at quarterback, because then that just limits your possessions. You can't be making turnovers if you're the Bucs and Freeman, because you're not seeing the ball. Your defense is on the field the whole game. So I definitely like Carolina 3.5. I like them to win by a touchdown, solid touchdown. Even if Freeman makes a couple plays, I still like minimally 21-14 Carolina. I think they're good enough to win that game to be clear by a touchdown right there.
I agree. And Stewart and D'Angelo Williams have a very good history.
Yep.
Very good recent history against the Bucs.
Yes.
I think they both ran for 100 yards in one game against them last year.
Yeah.
And they were.
It was a night
game. It was a night game.
I remember that Jonathan Stewart. They showed the SportsCenter highlights the next morning. There were 3 highlights of Jonathan Stewart running, and he was sstiff arming someone to the ground. And I think in all 3 it was
Rondé Barber
shoving him right.
And he was just
man, that was the worst highlight ever for Rondé Barber.
Aqib Talib is back for the Bucs D after serving his 1-game suspension, but I don't think it makes a difference, because I don't think Carolina is going to try to test him too much in the passing game.
No.
You saw how Carolina's passing game looked against the Giants. It was terrible.
Yeah.
And I think if John Fox has any kind of brain in his head at all, he's going to know that his running game is his bread and butter, and it's proven to work against the Bucs. The Bucs are not a good team defending the run, or at least they weren't last year. They got 2 rookie defensive tackles. We don't know, they're unproven, and they're going to get tested this week big time against Carolina. And Stewart and Williams are going to mean business, because they were frustrated big time by the Giants' defense last week. So I definitely like Carolina. My second pick, Green Bay it's gone to 14 now. We're all riding Green Bay. That's the one that we're unanimous on.
Yes, cheers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Cheers to Green Bay.
Cheers to
Is that
Green
bad
Bay.
luck to me? Is that almost like
That could be, I don't know. We'll see on Sunday. Aaron Rodgers, it was kind of so-so. I feel like they kind of just went through the motions a little bit against Philly in the first week on the road. It was a good road win for Green Bay, but they weren't tight. I think they're going to tighten it up this week against Buffalo and really lay the wood. Definitely home opener, Lambeau Field, in a season where, last year the expectations keep getting higher every year under Aaron Rodgers, and there's Super Bowl expectations right now. I think the team has to come out and give the fans a reason to keep those Super Bowl expectations in Week 1, and that's going to be thumping Buffalo soundly.
We all obviously agree, but I think that last week everyone, including Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay offense, was just taken out of their game by how amazing Michael Vick was. And they just lost focus. They were like, wow, Michael Vick's back. But they had also already won the game, so it didn't matter. Because they were up by so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they were like,
he did bring it back, though.
Yeah.
Michael Vick did bring him back.
I don't see anyone on Buffalo causing any distraction of that kind.
No.
No, I mean, it was only a distraction, I think, maybe even slightly, but because they were so far ahead that they just didn't even care.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. This is the pick that no one else has picked yet. I like Tennessee to cover -5 against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's offense has just shown. I have zero confidence that they can score points right now with Dennis Dixon in there. Atlanta shut them down. Mendenhall had a nice game, but Tennessee's defense, I think they're going to be really strong in this one. I like Greg like the under. I like Tennessee's defense in this game, and on that field, Tennessee at home opener. Give me Chris Johnson. Give me the best player on that field, being the one to make a couple big plays.
Is it a 5 or 5.5?
I had it at 5.
At 5?
It may have swelled to 5.5 now. I don't know that action would be that heavy on Tennessee to cause that line to move.
I still think that's a lot, Rob. I still think that's a lot of points.
I have it 20-10 Tennessee.
A lot of games are decided by 3 or 4. This could easily be one of them. That's scary to me.
I like Tennessee.
I agree with Rob.
I like Tennessee.
Drinking the Vince Young Kool-Aid a little bit because he looked good against Oakland. But you have a defense that's making them think a lot more this week.
Obviously.
But the Pittsburgh offense was not very impressive.
I think you're going to see they're going to go to Chris Johnson a lot. I think he's going to get a lot of carries in this game, even more than he did. And it's going to work. Well, who stopped him? Until someone stops Chris Johnson,
I don't care run the ball.
I know you can't just run the ball. They're also going to throw it to Chris Johnson.
Swing passes.
But I like Tennessee, 20-10. I'm even putting the final score on that one.
Yeah, I just think
Philly -6. I agree with you. I got to move on. We're running out of time here. Philly -6 at Detroit. I agree with Greg on this one. I see the Eagles covering. Honestly, I have the word sucker bet written all over this. So if I lose one, I mean, Detroit. I mean, don't get fooled by the fact that they had the chance to win that game on the last play. They were dominated by the Bears in that game. They got pushed around all over the field. They let Jay Cutler lit them up. Absolutely lit them up. What is that defense going to do against a dynamic quarterback like Michael Vick who can hurt you throwing and running?
In this one, the line moved from 3 to 6, though, so it doesn't seem like as much of a sucker bet. The bet that seems like the sucker bet to me is the Tampa Bay line.
You think so?
But then it was taken off so many sites, which leads me to believe that it was just that terrible of a line.
I don't think it's a sucker bet at all. I think that's a sure thing.
No,
a sucker bet looks it is a sure thing.
It looks like a sure thing, but they
I'm sorry.
But yeah, I get for playing with my phone.
The smart money.
I'm sorry.
Knows that it's.
I'm sorry.
Probably different. Like they know something you don't know.
Yes. Sorry. I was playing with my phone.
All right. My final pick is the under. It's 40 under in the Baltimore-Cincinnati. Same as Robbie. Two pretty good defenses. I don't know that Joe Flacco is going to be able to have a lot of success. Not that he has to, because the position they put Flacco in, throwing against the Cincinnati secondary, who's, like I said earlier, when we were going over...
he didn't have a bad game against the Jets.
When we were going over your picks.
He had 246 yards, just no touchdowns.
Right.
But he got him on the field. I mean, he did what he had to do, which, I mean, that's fine.
Cincinnati at home. Baltimore's defense. I don't like Cincinnati. People, look at Cincinnati and the yardage that Palmer put up in the second half against the Patriots, and maybe that offense has a little momentum. The Ravens are going to be, as amped up as the Ravens were to play the Jets, they're going to be that amped up to play Cincinnati.
It's going to be hard to
Cincinnati
match that because they
won that division last. Cincinnati is the division champs, and Cincinnati beat the Ravens twice last year. So they are. Ray Lewis, that's in the front of Ray Lewis's mind. That Ravens defense is going to be out for blood, and I think it's going to prove to be a long, tough day for the Cincinnati offense, and I think it's going to be the Cincinnati defense is going to come to play too. I see two defenses with a lot to play for right there, and I like the under. Plus, the under has hit the last 5 times they've played. It's been under 40 points. So
gotta go with the history.
Yeah, I'm going with that trend too. But that's it. Recap really quickly in 10 seconds. Carolina -3.5 versus the Bucks. Green Bay -14 against Buffalo. Tennessee -5 against Pittsburgh. Philly -6 at Detroit. The under in the Baltimore at Cincinnati game. And we're out for week 2. That's it.
Boom.
Yeah, 27 more seconds.
I got to hit this button.